All right, earth signs, you could be realizing like, look, I don't want any parts of this, and or whatever the situation is. Somebody could be sick. There's someone who's under 40. They're attractive and full of energy, but they seek constant change. They're definitely unstable. This person is going through some type of separation, divorce. There's some type of misunderstanding, or that's how they want to present it to you. What's going on with earth signs this weekend? Yeah, you are. You're like, I don't want any parts of someone else's chaos, drama, whatever it is that they're trying to balance. There may be some aspect of your life right now, whether physical or emotional, that feels, or financial, that feels like a disaster. Either you're at some type of worry, some type of stress, or there's some type of financial issue. If this is not actually something that's going on with you, you could just be isolating from someone. You're like, I don't want any parts of y'all. I'm telling you. It's like, I want to handle my responsibilities separately. You could be multitasking. It's like, okay, you're learning when to have things organized and when to kind of like unplug, so that way you can do what you need to do. Looks like you have multiple responsibilities. Like, you're a working parent, you're a working single mom. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna make sure I get this done. That way, you know, by the time my child gets home, I can do this with them, or I'm open into another segment of my life. You may be losing someone. My condolences if so. Maybe at one point in time too, you're kind of reflecting. It's like, dang, I was at the bottom at one point. I was really going through some type of chaos. I didn't really have no friends. I didn't really have nobody that was on my side. And now you kind of have a wish fulfillment. Now everything's starting to look better. You're starting to see so this weekend. You're like, dang, I really sheltered that burden. I handled so many lies. There were so many toxic people around me that said that they were my friend and they wasn't. They were just trying to conflict me and where I was going long term. But actually, there's something that's given to me, or there's something that's opportunity, and it's healing me, and it's making you feel good, and it's making you feel more positive. I like it. Okay, if that's not your story and you feel like you're being isolated, like you're the person that, you know, you're full of stress, or there's something going on with your health and or your home, you feel like things are chaotic right now, you may need to fall into the separation. Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, well, just surrender to the moment in order to get some type of wish fulfillment to come out. And it may feel like a burden right now just because there was some type of self-interest or self-preservation, or maybe that's just your natural hobby or natural thing to do. But you have to realize what's toxic and what's not. Okay, this is teaching you a lesson about relationships and friendships, all right, that conflicts what you actually want long term. Once you address this, and once you really start acting in this day to day, not just like, oh, well, today I acknowledge it, and you know, I thought it was gonna be better. You have to do this consistently. This is going to bring the confidence for you to look to other directions in order to heal. This is when opportunities and things will start to prosper for you. Okay, you do have the opportunity to restabilize. You just have to put in the work towards it, especially if you're a Virgo. Okay, but it's time to put in some type of progress, and you'll see it. You'll see it. You also could be seeing somebody publicly, or get some type of recognition, and you're kind of conflicted on if you're truly happy for them, but you know, you feel like you kind of have to be, because you want to be in their circle, or you want to be their friend. And you know that they look for any kind of toxic attachments, and they separate from them anyway. So it's like, well, let me be cheerful. And this is how somebody feels about you. Like, they're coming around you to be cheerful, because they know at the point that you spot any type of fakeness or whatever, you're going to cut them off. Again, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with no liars. I'm not dealing with nobody that comes to me in confusions. You cut people off. Alright. What's going on with Earth signs this weekend? Maybe you're taking care of someone sick if you're not sick. Alright, so if you're waiting on a fire sign, if you know that there's a fire sign that you definitely want to be intimate with, or whatever the case may be, give it time. There also may be a fire sign that wants to come towards you. And they're like, okay, well, we've been separated for a while. We haven't talked in a while. I want to see if we can have a good time. And they may feel like, oh, you're in good health and you're in good spirits right now. But this person, they're trying, I don't want to say they're trying to get you into some bullshit, because their intentions may not be to trick you, but they're going through some type of separation, divorce, or, you know, whatever with someone else, and they're wanting to fill the void. Okay, this is somebody you probably haven't talked to in a while. Maybe you always watched them at a distance, and you always thought that they were healthy. They always traveled, or they always did something. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But at some point in time, you had to let go, because it was like you were too on the coattail, like, well, when are they gonna communicate with me, or when are we gonna do this, and when are we gonna do that? You were just overstepping. They're coming back. They are. And I feel like now you're not in that phase anymore where you're so like, oh, dreamy about this person. You're not. It's like you found intimacy for yourself, and you may be starting to realize that, yeah, this person didn't, you know, it looked good online, but, you know, they was hiding shit behind the scenes, and I'm moving on, you know, I told you they'll be back. They could also be moving away from someone, but they're not going to tell you exactly, yeah, they're moving away from someone, but they're not going to tell you exactly what happened to the situation if you don't already know. But they're definitely going through a separation, okay? So expect to hear from this fire sign this weekend. What else? Don't get tit for tat. I just, You may be dealing with somebody who's petty this weekend. Like, again, they want to argue. This came out for fire signs too, so y'all may know somebody in common. But it's like somebody wants to act like they're crazy. But it's like, you know how, damn, I feel like this is controversial. You know how back in school when people were bullied, they used to be like, you know, as a way to bully people. Don't go back for that tit for tat. And if you see somebody triggered and you like, you know what, I'm gonna push that button even more because of what you did to me throughout time, just completely disengage. Complete, please, complete, because I couldn't already see y'all going back and forth, it going into something it don't even have to be. Even if it's their fault, even if they, you know, consider the slope, whatever the case is, let it go, disengage. Okay, be careful. Alright, so somebody again that is not your person is going to want to come towards you this weekend and tempt you. They're going to want you to be the third party, or they're going to want you to interfere with someone that they're dealing with. Create your boundaries. You have healthy choices, you just don't see them right now. And because of that, it may make you heartbroken and open to competition. Just because you want to self-indulge does not mean that it's time. You're going to stab yourself in the back when it comes to the love relationship that you've been waiting for. You've been in this new phase, you've been growing. Hold on. It ain't this one. Not this weekend. Alright. Look, somebody could definitely have more than one marriage, meaning they've been married before, they didn't always get out of them easily, or they're dealing with more than one commitment. Okay? Somebody could definitely be coming to you out of ego. Again, small tit for tat, try to ignore it this weekend. Someone is not coming back. So at the point that they do something that's, or they get some type of information, they're going to be in their ego, they're going to try to create a defense on purpose, allow them to do so, okay? You have spiritual guidance. You are protected from any type of harm, okay? You truly are taken care of by your ancestors, even if you don't feel it today. Somebody's family is messy, but it seems like they can no longer hide it in, or you just ignore it. Somebody may want to pull up or pop out, but it may be a waste of time. You already know this. There's something shady about this person or whatever that's going on. F them, F that place. The person that's coming back and the person that has full of ego. Okay, use your words to communicate. Do not get tit for tat this weekend. Even if your mom's involved, block it, walk away. Absolutely not. Somebody could be going through a job loss or job termination, and that's kind of why it's like they may be acting shady or something like that, or maybe they've been acting shady and talking shit. Your mom has been talking shit ever since you lost your job or you walked away from your job, especially the people that you don't really even talk to. Okay, this especially could even be a Gemini. So a Gemini could pop up and be like, well, where you been? Da, 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 da. They may want to tell you something, or you need to tell them. Again, somebody wants to have sex with you this weekend, and it's toxic. I cannot make it up, y'all. It's toxic. No.